girl that got out of prison for having her mom unalived? She lied about her entire story. We're talking about Gypsy Rose Blanchard. She actually had a chromosome disorder. And all of the things that she was being treated for, she actually did have. And she unalived her mom for sausage. Becca Scoops did a video on YT, and I want to share it with you guys and give you my opinion after. So let's watch it.
In earlier interviews, Gypsy reveals she did not know she was being abused. But then why does she claim years later in her memoir the reason she killed her mother was over abuse, severe ongoing abuse?
After the beating in the alley, the 2 weeks tied to the bed, the BB gun, the night in the shed, a lifetime of lies, spells, isolation, starvation, emotional manipulation, and medical procedures with life-changing side effects, this unnecessary exploratory surgery on my voice box felt most threatening to me. Any slip of the hand could leave me voiceless, mute, forever. This is what I believed. This is what I felt. This is when the thought finally came. It's me or her.
Gypsy claimed in her memoir she stumbled upon a real medical disorder she never knew she had. You see, Gypsy acknowledging this very real genetic issue would put all her claims of medical abuse into question. However, Gypsy realized she had to address it in her book as her genetic disorder was becoming public knowledge.
You have microdeletion 1q21.1.
Correct.
It's a chromosomal change in which a small piece of chromosome 1 is deleted in each cell. This increases the risk of delayed development, intellectual disability, physical abnormalities, and neurological and psychiatric problems, but you sort of went unscathed. Is that right?
Correct. So I don't display the correlations. They say, my doctor said, not cause, but correlation between the microdeletion and these illnesses.
And but it's unclear whether your mom knew that or not?
Correct. So that's the thing.
But then something crazy happened. While gathering the audio files from Gypsy's memoir, My Time to Stand, we found a whole paragraph was missing from the audio book, even though we could still find it in the printed version. The missing audio file has to do with this genetic disorder Gypsy has admitted she has. In the book version, Gypsy claims she discovered she had this very rare disorder after she left prison. In the book, she writes, another way she, meaning her mom, justified my illness was by claiming I had a disease-inducing chromosomal defect. Interestingly, I found a chromosome test in one of the boxes of my medical files. It was ordered in 2012. Now, here's the part Gypsy cuts out. It's not in the audio version any longer, but it is still in the written version. Quote, to my surprise, the results on this test indicate that I actually do have what's known as a microdeletion 1q21.1, which is a chromosomal change in which a small piece of chromosome 1 is deleted in each cell. This was news to me. Flustered, I turned to the internet to sleuth around about what this actually means. What I discovered is staggering. This microdeletion is known to increase the risk of delayed development, intellectual disability, physical abnormalities, and neurological and psychiatric problems. Wow, what a coincidence. Every illness my mother claimed I had fell beneath all of these umbrellas, except I didn't actually have a single one of them. End quote. So why did Gypsy cut out this paragraph from the audio book? Well, we know that deleted paragraph has to do with her chromosome disorder. Gypsy is denying it has any effect on her, and she claims she had no knowledge of the rare disorder and only discovered it after she left prison. In fact, in the book, Gypsy says the chromosome disorder was news to her. It really blew her away learning this new information about her health after she got out of prison. But there's just one problem, and this may be one of the reasons it was cut out of the audiobook. Again, thanks to Into the Weeds podcast on Military Broadcast Radio, we have text messages from 2014, 1 year before her mother's demise. Gypsy is writing to her neighbor, Aaliyah Woodmansey. Gypsy wrote in 2014, they found I have a chromosome deletion. That's why all the medical issues, but I'm a fighter, end quote. So Gypsy was well aware she had a true medical issue, a rare disorder. She even discloses, that's why all the medical issues in that text to Aaliyah Woodmansey. So she straight up lies about this in her memoir. She knew she had this genetic condition as she wrote to her neighbor back in 2014. She tells the neighbor this disorder is why she has all these medical issues. Then she attempts to cover it up by deleting this admission from her audiobook, and she has also revealed that a new version of her memoir is being drafted. Why? Gypsy says these inconsistencies will be fixed on the second reprint of her book. Gypsy's entire story hinges on her claim of abuse. Her motive for murder is her mother was medically abusing her. This discovery, that as early as 2014, Gypsy was well aware of having a rare disorder that accounted for all or much of her medical issues.
So the world has given Gypsy Rose Blanchard this platform. She has used it, manipulated the public, and for some reason, people still ride for her stories, and I'm really conflicted about it. One of the main reasons why I have an issue with this is because she used a man that was collecting a permanent disability check. He has autism and a low IQ. And the fact that she used someone that is disabled, it really makes me very sad to know that she has done it. He's serving life. She is out here living her life. When she plotted this unaliving for over 2.5 years, she manipulated him for over 2.5 years. He thought he was saving her, but yet she's villainized him. And the real issue that I have is based off of, if what Gypsy Rose Blanchard is saying was true, then Nicholas Godejohn would be the real hero. But yet she still villainizes him, and she doesn't want his story to get told. Why is that? We need to get justice for Nicholas Godejohn. It is so important for us to do this, and I'm asking my subscribers to actually do me a favor. Before we do that, I want you guys to see Nicholas Godejohn's letter to his dad on his dad's birthday.
Lost. I can't believe what happened, and just dumbfounded, and I actually don't know how to feel anymore because of it. My mind's been rewired to think differently now. It's hard. Everything's hard. My son, Nick, he like his side of the story told, and because her side is getting all this attention left and right, and he can get nothing. I believe Gypsy was just using him. She may have had a slight feelings for him, but when she got him in, reeled him in to her plan, then she pretty much started losing interest in him until after the deed was done, and then boom, threw him under the bus. I felt compassion because of what her mother did to her, but and in retrospect, when she learned all those traits from her mom and turned around and used them on my son and to get out of her situation, all the press and everything that was being focused on this case, it just made me become more of a hermit. I didn't want to leave the house. I'm afraid somebody's going to notice me and, hey, you're a GODEJOHN or whatever. Is that your son? I didn't want to deal with any questions. This birthday card I received from my son on my last birthday is on your birthday and always wishing you a very happy birthday. It's a happy birthday, Dad. How old are you now? 51? Yeah, that sounds correct. 51. Well, happy 51st birthday. Remember, it's just a number. If you feel you're young, then you are. I wish I could spend your birthdays with you. God willing, maybe I'll still get that chance in another birthday. I know it's hard being this far away. Please be strong. Thank you for being my father, my best friend, and teacher. I'm blessed to have you as a father. It's you who taught me all these noble traits, and I'm grateful for it. I love and miss you wholeheartedly. Until we talk again, your son, truly, Nicholas Paul Godejohn.
Nicholas Godejohn has one last chance of a clemency, and we need to make sure that he has the opportunity to have this clemency, because this has been a total injustice to him. Now, this is what I need you guys to do. On or before February 15th, I need you guys to write a letter asking for a clemency. It needs to be written just like this. I am writing in support of Nicholas Godejohn's application for clemency. And then you tell why. My advice would be to focus on him and not focus on Gypsy. You have to have your real name on there and a form of contact. It doesn't have to be a phone number. It could be an email, whatever. And this will be put in a FOIA. Nicholas Godejohn will also get a copy of these clemency letters in his hand. And you also want to write on there, Dear Governor, first. And then after you have Dear Governor, it's I am writing in support of Nicholas Godejohn's application for clemency. Here's the address that it needs to be mailed to. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to message me. But let's get Nicholas Godejohn some justice, because this situation is just totally wrong on all levels. And we want to make sure that no other disabled person can be used the way he has been. Y'all, the same way she's trying to villainize Ryan was the same way she villainized Ken.
Being open and honest. The day that I got out of prison, Ken texted my stepmom and was like, "Hey, what's up?" And she told me about it, and I'm like, "Oh, so now he wants to come around." And so I told Ryan about it. I was open, and I'm like, he's sniffing around.
Why do you think he decided
it's time to pop back up. Because I think now I'm free, and I don't think that he has respect for my marriage.
Y'all, you see she low down and dirty. She did it again. Did it again. All right? So you know who you dealing with. And Ken is not a bright person to begin with. Why do these men keep letting her get away with her shenanigans? I don't know. It really makes you wonder, what is it? It might be now my lips finna be dry for the rest of the week. I better stop doing it. I really want to know what chapstick she used. Is it prescription? Like what? I really need to know that.